Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on? It's the Double Wrestler Ryan, and we welcome you once again to another episode of the Losers Lounge podcast. I myself am Wrestler Ryan, alongside with my good friends, starting off first with the one, the only Christian Maracle. How you doing?
Oh yeah, I am doing absolutely wonderful. Yeah. Okay, that's a little too much. I'm doing absolutely great, and I'm glad to be here again. This is, I believe, episode 13 of our podcast.
Wow, episode 13. That is awesome. Willie, how are you?
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You all know me, the healers to ballers. How are we all doing today? And it's great to be back.
Excellent.
Awesome. Leo, how are you?
I am doing absolutely okay.
Just
okay. Nothing more.
That's always a good answer. Nothing wrong with that. And Adam, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much for having me.
And as you guys know, that Adam and Leo here are our special guests.
Yay!
Special guests for the day. As
we always love special guests.
Oh, heck yeah.
All right, well, thank you very much, Ryan, for the introduction.
No problem. Thank you.
Let's see. Today we are going to be predicting Hell in a Cell, which is coming up this Sunday, September 16th, 8 p.m., 5 Pacific, on the WWE Network. But before we do, though, however, there's a few things I want to get started. First off, fellow Losers Lounge member KELSEY at Flair Section is not here today.
We miss you, Kelsey.
No.
We're thinking about you.
Love you, Kelsey.
Yep, see?
Don't worry, I promise I'll go to McDonald's.
Same.
Yeah,
That's what she's working at now, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, KELSEY works at a McDonald's somewhere in Texas. There's so many convenient locations, though. But anyways, that's one shout out here. There's a couple more shout outs we want to get off our chest really quickly. The first one, at the time of recording, today is Wednesday. However, this is by the time of release, it is Friday. What we're doing right now is giving a shout out to a good friend of mine, Adam's wrestling show, because by this point, it's his birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Adam.
Happy birthday.
To you. I just shook my head up and
Watch your
down.
language.
Adam language, yeah. Apparently I had to deal with him when he was on my WrestleMania sins, and apparently he was losing his cool all the time.
Yeah.
That's alright, though. He may be back for next year's Infinity War.
That's good.
Alright, and
I'm
the other...
hoping to be a part of that as well.
Same here.
We went from a happy note to a more serious note because, ladies and gentlemen, I know by this point it's Friday, so we've already hit, but today's Wednesday for us, really, right now. But what we want to say right now is take a moment to give our thoughts and prayers to the people in the states of North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and those areas in the eastern southern United States, because Hurricane Florence, by this point, has hit, and we're hoping that everybody evacuated safely and are in a safe place, and that they didn't lose that much when it comes to their property and their stuff.
Heck yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Everyone there in those states, please stay safe. And I know it's hard, especially coming from me, because I live in Florida, which we're prone to hurricanes. So I know what I'm talking about. So
I've been hit by hurricanes.
Stay away from the coast as far as possible, because we're going to have potentially about 10 to 12 foot surge coming in. So
yeah, one of the specific people who are being threatened by this hurricane is my good brother, Longneck Josh.
Oh,
but
yes.
Thankfully, hopefully by the time of release, nothing serious happened to either his family, himself, or his property.
Hopefully.
Anyways,
love you, Josh.
Yep. Big shout out to you,
We're
man.
thinking about you, Josh.
Hopefully you're hearing this podcast. Assuming your power is even on, because that could also get blown out. Anyways, though, let's go back to a happy note, because today we are going to be talking about Hell in a Cell. However, before we get started, I believe our guest here, Leo. Instead of us reading up comments of questions, we got Leo here who actually has a question for us. So, Leo, go ahead and ask.
Thank you, sir. Well, last night I talked with Willie, and one of the questions I asked that we could do here was, since there's been about 39 Hell in a Cell matches, what do you guys find to be the most underrated? It doesn't have to be like the greatest thing, but you feel like it doesn't get talked about enough.
All right, who's going to go first?
For me, probably Batista and The Undertaker from Survivor Series 2007.
I like that. Edge made his return at the end of that night.
Yep, that was a really good one.
For my case, one that's not really talked about as much, but I think should be, because I don't often hear about this one, is Triple H versus Shawn Michaels at Bad Blood 2004.
Oh, that's a really good one. After that's the longest Hell in a Cell match.
47 and a half minutes long. It's the longest Hell in a Cell match in history, and yet it's not really the most talked about. Most of the ones that are talked about are either the first one, Mankind and The Undertaker, or that six-person Hell in a Cell match from Armageddon 2000.
Yeah,
which was in my hometown, which was awesome.
Yeah, I think the reason not a lot of people talk about it is because I believe a lot of fans find it a bit of a boring match because like the first 15 to 20 minutes was really like slow headlocks and all that. But then it kind of did pick up towards the end, especially like the last 10 minutes. It was like they were both so exhausted and trying to get up and hit each other with their finishers. And I really liked the story in it, especially like it was just mere coincidence. Triple H just put one hand on Shawn and that was it.
And Ryan, what about you?
I definitely think one of the Hell in a Cell matches I really find that's underrated, doesn't get talked about a whole lot, is Undertaker versus Edge from SummerSlam 2008.
That's a pretty good match.
Yeah.
Very underrated.
And this is the last time that SummerSlam was always going to be in separate locations because the following year, that's when they started the Los Angeles deal.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Adam, what about you, man?
I'm not really sure, to be completely honest, because there's been a lot of them, and there's been a lot of good ones, and there's also been a lot of underrated ones. So to pick one, I'm not really sure. Maybe the Sasha Banks versus Charlotte, just because that's the first time that it ever happened, and they don't really get the credit, I personally feel. So if I'm gonna go with one, I'm gonna go Charlotte versus Sasha.
And sure, maybe some bad things happen in the match, but at the same time, they got to understand this was history in the making here. You're not expecting a perfect 100% 10 out of 10 thing, are you?
Yeah. No, I recently watched that match back.
Yeah.
And looking back at it, it's a very good match. I mean, it wasn't the best. Yeah, there were a few botches here and there, but like
it was really,
they did their best.
But it was really good for the first ever women's Hell in a Cell match.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm definitely open for future women's Hell in a Cell matches.
Yeah.
Oh heck yeah.
Like
Charlotte Becky.
Charlotte Becky.
Yeah.
All right.
Needs to be put inside the cell.
Yeah.
All
According
right.
to me, if I had to pick one, I'd have to say Triple H versus Chris Jericho from Judgment Day in 2002.
Judgment Day in 2002 was quite an amazing pay-per-view.
I know and it kind of gets overlooked a bit because it was, I think, the night Edge cut Kurt Angle's hair.
Yeah.
And also you had perhaps, I kind of found one of the lesser main events. It was the same main event from 11 years earlier, which was Undertaker versus Hulk Hogan for the title.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Giving him the softest of all chokeslams I've ever seen. But really that Hell in a Cell match I think was highly overlooked because it was really innovative for a lot of things. It was the first Hell in a Cell match I can remember. They brought in the sledgehammer, a ladder. I think a lot of people remember more about it because referee poor Tim White got his shoulder dislocated being launched into the wall.
And he also got cut open too.
Yeah.
I got two more matches to throw in there. Go ahead, Leo. Go ahead.
Like I was gonna say, it right now is the only Hell in a Cell match I could think of that the pinfall was taken on the top of the cell.
Yeah. It was.
Not bad.
And I love the shot from inside looking up, and you can see Chris Jericho like crying.
Oh yeah, definitely. What a visual right there. I was gonna throw in two more. Randy Orton and The Undertaker from Armageddon 2005, and Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker from No Mercy 2002.
Oh yeah, that the one with
That
Brock
was
Lesnar and The
scared the
Undertaker
heck out
in
of me.
02 was one of the most brutal Hell in a Cell matches I've ever seen.
That's one of the most graphic I've seen.
You see the way
people talk
Taker
about
was
Mick Foley
busted
and
up
all that.
after those stair shots to the head?
Yes, that was legit. Apparently,
Yeah,
someone
because
told me he cut deep. He blamed himself, but I think that was real.
usually, you know what I liked about that was, Taz quoted it. He was on commentary and he quoted it as, looks like a sieve.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, that was something.
And also, like,
yeah.
I remember when The Undertaker had hit his last ride on Brock Lesnar in that match, as he was going over to pin it, you saw, like, his blood, like, falling on Brock's arm and then into his mouth.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Thank goodness that Undertaker doesn't have hepatitis C.
Yeah. All right. We're 11 minutes in, so we better get to our predictions. We're to talk about. We talked about good Hell in a Cell matches. Damn, honestly, if I wasn't so busy, we would have done a podcast last week discussing the Hell in a Cell match.
Oh heck yeah.
That would have been epic.
Yeah.
But maybe next year we'll do that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I was hoping for it because I have a lot of things to say about every Hell in a Cell match.
But I'm pretty sure that we all have a lot to say about this year's event too, both this week and next week when the Losers Lounge reviews said show.
Yep.
Anyways,
Yes,
let's get started. First off, we'll go to the Hell in a Cell matches last in this case.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But let's start things off with the only non-title match that's not inside Hell in a Cell, and that's a mixed tag team match between Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella versus The Miz and Maurice. So it's the Yes couple versus the It couple.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yeah.
let's get
And it was
started.
the first match announced for the pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was actually.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started with our guests first. Adam, what do you think about this match?
Oh man, so this match, it could have been good had they not done the whole John Cena, Nikki Bella, and the Miz and Maurice thing, and especially the whole thing that happened yesterday on what is it, SmackDown Live?
Yeah.
Like the whole botches that Miz did with Brie Bella, like they just messed it all up. The rivalry could have been good, as I said. It's just they already did something like this, and I just don't personally find it entertaining.
Need I remind all you guys about Brie Bella's suicide dive from last week on Raw?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We all saw that.
I quoted it as it's good to see the Bella twins, but in my opinion, Brie just didn't train long enough for a comeback.
Nah.
Came back way too early.
Yeah.
And no offense to all the Bella fans out there, Brie can't wrestle. I'm sorry. Like
She can't.
she can't
Not
wrestle.
anymore.
That's just my opinion there. She's very sloppy. Botch mode is what most people call her.
Yeah.
I just think
Botch
she's not the
mode! Botch.
You know there's something wrong when really her best match was against Stephanie.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that says a lot.
Man.
And that's when her sister turned on her. That's
We
the
all knew
sad
it was
part.
going to happen.
Nick-
Everyone acted like it
Nikki's
was all shocking.
obviously the better wrestler.
And the better
Yeah.
Bella.
All right,
That's just me, I'm not
Leo.
Nikki.
And Leo, what do you think about this mixed tag team match that's coming up?
I seriously don't care. I mean, I cared at the beginning was just Miz and Bryan, but then like once Brie and Maurice were brought in, I like lost all interest.
It's understandable. So, basically, that's two of us that are saying don't really care
I mean,
for it.
Yeah, it's nothing against Brie and Maurice. It's just them being inserted like adds nothing, and it kind of just dragged down the rivalry a bit.
Yeah, my opinion, like we don't have to have Daniel and Miz fight all the time here.
I know.
Ryan, what do you think of this mixed tag match?
I mean, I think it's okay. Honestly, it's not one of the matches I'm looking forward to, but I think it's okay. The main thing that I'm not really looking forward into this match is watching Brie and Maurice fight. I mean, yeah, it's been a while since they've last had like a singles match and everything, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, I kind of just really wanted to see Miz and Daniel Bryan one-on-one, but I'm still enjoying this rivalry. I mean, nothing against it or anything, but it's just really not one of the matches I'm looking forward to. But overall, I just hope that it's a good match. That's all I can hope for.
Yeah. And Willie, what about you?
As everyone's been saying here, it's pretty much just a repeat of last year with Cena and Nikki, except you got someone who's actually, over with the crowd.
And married.
I'm just not looking forward to it, if I'm being honest with you guys. I mean,
and Daniel
it's just rehashing. I don't care. I'm not looking forward to it.
Of course, here's the thing, you don't have to care with what you said. This is our podcast, we can say whatever we want.
Oh, yeah.
Chicken butt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hell yeah.
See?
It's our podcast.
Yeah. So, from my point of view, I would be interested in this match had I not seen how poor both Brie and Maurice have been in the ring, because of not just Brie's performance in that tag match last week on Raw, but also her one-on-one match with Maurice, which in case mainly of Maurice hanging out on the outside the whole time.
But Christian, she has ring rust. Brie Bella has ring rust. Get the heck out of here with that bull crap. Seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
So did Nikki, but she had a better match than Brie in that tag team match.
Nikki botched a few times, but good lord, freaking Brie Bella botched the suicide dive a few times.
At least, here's the thing, Nikki also, kept going, in the wrestling longer than Nikki as well, so she longer than Brie, but so she actually learned a few things here and there.
Yeah.
So, it's just one of those cases, so it's understandable. But let's get to our predictions. I'm gonna go first for this case. Miz won last time. I'm gonna kind of predict that Daniel and Brie are gonna take this one. But at the same time, I guarantee Daniel and the Miz are gonna do a majority of the action here.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
For sure.
Willie, who do you predict will win this match?
I'm gonna go with the It Couple. I actually. The Yes Couple. I want the It Couple to win, but of course, Miz won at SummerSlam. And as you said, the husbands are going to do most of the fighting. I just see Brie and Maurice just, getting in their cat fighting or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
pretty much the majority of the match when they get in there.
Daniel and Miz are also set to face off at that Australian Super Showdown as well. Winner becomes number one contender to the world title, so it's not just a random thing.
Yeah. But we have to get past this pay-per-view first to get to
that. They're definitely going to be put into the, I think, world title picture very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Super Showdown once we get to it. But in the meantime, we'll focus where we're at right now. Ryan, who do you predict will win this mixed tag match?
I'm gonna pretty much like you said, Christian. Since the Miz won at SummerSlam, I'm gonna go with the Yes Couple. That way, pretty much it evens up the odds.
All right, that's 3 in a row for the Yes Couple here. Leo, what about you?
Well, like I said, since Miz won at SummerSlam, saying that the Yes Couple will win this match only because it'll keep them 1-1, but this match doesn't really mean much, and so once the Australian show comes, early prediction for me, I'm going to say Miz wins that match and becomes the contender. That way, he'll win the title and hold it till Mania, which Daniel will take it off him. So, long build story there. So I'm going to say
they just better do
Daniel
it right.
And Brie win.
They just better do it right. And Adam, who do you predict will win this mixed tag match?
This sounds a little crazy, but I'm going to go, it's going to end in DQ to drag on this rivalry longer than it should be.
Oh, really? Who's going to be the one getting disqualified?
It sounds crazy, but I'm thinking maybe Maurice hits Daniel Bryan with a chair or something. I know that sounds kind of stupid, but
at this point, we could expect that sort of thing. We could expect that sort of thing.
WWE, everything's stupid in this company.
And yet we still watch it.
I wouldn't be surprised if I saw that.
Same.
But okay, all right, that's 4 for Daniel and Brie, 1 for Miz and Maurice. But this is by disqualification, but it's still,
Yeah.
Actually, wait a minute. You said that Maurice would hit Miz. Never mind. That's 5 in a row then for Daniel and Brie. Okay.
I like Adam's way. I like that idea.
Disqualification to continue it on instead of having a clear winner.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Like one more review. And that'll be it.
Yeah, not bad. All right, let's move on to the title matches we got here. Let's kick things off with the Raw Tag Team titles as our new champions, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre, defends for some reason against Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose.
Also, Seth Rollins is the Intercontinental Champion, if you don't know that.
Yeah, that too.
Whatever.
Then the only reason that title's not on the line is because he's already busy.
Yeah, he's busy. Very busy.
Here's the thing. Just like with SummerSlam in 2017, Seth and Dean get a tag team title match for virtually no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and pretty much we all probably know what this is going to lead up to.
Yeah. Sadly, here's the thing. If Seth and Dean win this, the entire Shield holds all the male titles on Raw.
Sounds like Evolution back in the day.
Yeah. Except there's 3
They just want
members,
to
not
really
4.
build up the Shield that much.
Want to feed the ego, whatever.
And besides, this version of the Shield has honestly just been like a boring sequel.
Mm.
It's like a movie that was the first movie was so good, and they think, oh, it should be great, a sequel that would make people even more excited, and then they watch the sequel and they're like, this sucks.
Yeah.
The Highlander 2.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some movies where sequels are good, but not all of them.
Yeah,
I mean,
Godzilla.
Empire Strikes Back was the best sequel in ever.
it's either that or Godfather Part 2, which
Okay, that
depends on
too.
the person.
In the meantime, Willie, what do you think about this tag team title match?
I don't really care, to be honest with you. Huge fan of all 4 of these guys, but them getting a title shot, like, literally out of nowhere. Like, this came out of the blue.
Yeah, Dolph and Drew took the Revival spot.
Yeah, and they beat the B team, which cracked me up. I was like, thank God. Here comes the B team fanboys attacking me. I don't care. But yeah,
At this point, we got a lot of
fanboys. Interesting match.
At this point, we got a lot of fanboys attacking Willie because of all the things he said throughout these 13 episodes.
Oh well, that's what I'm here for, folks. I'm here to create controversy.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be a good match. I think it's gonna be good.
Yep, that's what one can hope for. Ryan, what do you think about this tag team title match?
I'm definitely looking forward to it. I love the rivalry and everything. Personally, I would have thought that a 6-man tag match, winner takes all, would have been cool, inside Hell in a Cell. But I like this match. I think it's gonna be a really good one.
That would have been cool.
Not bad, actually. I mean, here's the other question I got before we continue. What would you guys think if every match was inside Hell in a Cell with a different type of stipulation to it?
No,
That'd be cool.
that'd be way too
cool.
much overkill, in my opinion.
Well, look at TNA. Look at TNA's Lockdown.
Very true.
And I'm not even
Very
a fan of, and I'm not even a fan of that pay-per-view. I think the only match I ever liked from the Lockdown was the Lethal Lockdown match. Only because it's the most different out of all of the matches.
Yeah, all the others were just steel cage matches. Anyways, Leo, what do you think about this tag team title match that's coming up?
Well, I am excited because I can tell it's going to be a good match because all 4 of these guys are great wrestlers or performers, all that. And, I kind of saw it coming right when Dean came back. I'm thinking, sooner or later, I think Drew and Dolph are going to win the tag titles, and then we're going to have this match happen.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. All right, and Adam, what do you think about this tag team title match?
I'm excited for it, to be honest, because you know what Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler can do together, and then you're gonna you're gonna add in Drew McIntyre, and you know what Seth and Drew McIntyre can do. Then you add Dean Ambrose in, and just all those 4 together, it's just gonna make a really good match.
Yeah, that's true. Putting aside the fact that this will probably lead up to the Shield holding all the male titles, which is in my opinion pathetic and stupid. But putting all that aside, if you look at the quality of this upcoming match itself, it'll actually look good.
It will.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Predictions.
Very true.
Adam, you can start with the predictions.
I'm gonna go with Seth and Dean. Go figure. But that's what I'm gonna go with.
Okay, not bad. All right. Leo.
Yep, I'm going to say same Seth and Dean. That way the Shield have all the gold.
Or in Roman's case, blood. He's got that universal belt.
Or actually, yeah, all the blood and the silver.
Yeah. Ryan, what about you?
I personally, honestly, I definitely see like Seth and Dean winning sometime down the near future with the belts, but I don't think exactly right away. I mean, Dolph and Drew, they just won a tag title, so I think they just need to hold on to it just a little longer. So, in some way, I'm going to give it to Dolph and Drew to win.
All right, that's a good one. Oh, I just now remembered, 25 minutes into the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, the Double R Reister Ryan is actually attending Hell in a Cell this Sunday.
Yes, I will be there.
So he gets to witness all this stuff.
Definitely. I'll be attending Raw as well.
Here's the other cool thing. I remember the Losers Lounge was at this year's and last year's. I was at Hell in a Cell last year.
Yeah,
nice.
In Detroit, Michigan. Where I met X3.
Yep.
X3!
Shout out to you, X3. All right, and Willie, your prediction on this Raw Tag Team title match?
I'm going to go with Dean and Seth to win here. I think, sadly, that they're going to have Dolph and Drew transitional champions. I hope I'm wrong, though.
And the only reason I'm putting my money on Seth and Dean is because, in my opinion, that's the safe bet.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but I just kind of hope Dolph and Drew retain.
Yeah. Who? Wait, Drolf? Wait, one second. Did Ryan just say Drolf and Do?
Did I say Drolf and Drew?
Drolf.
Drolf and Do. Drolf and Do.
Drolf and Drew.
Drolf and Mountain Dew.
Hey, you got a new tag team name.
Not bad.
Put me on the creative list. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that'd be funny. By the way, McIntyre's favorite soda is Mountain Drew.
Mountain Drew.
Mountain Drew. Hashtag.
All right.
Get down in the comments below if y'all want Mountain Drew.
Yeah, is that why you want Mountain Drew?
We sell them at my store.
All right, like I would legit come to that store.
All right, let's move on to let's go on to the next tag team title match, the SmackDown tag team titles, as the New Day is going up against Rusev Day.
I like this New Day, Rusev Day.
It's the Day versus the Day.
It's Rusev Day.
It's Rusev Day.
The question is it going to be a New Day, or is it going to be a Rusev Day?
Well, every day is a new day, and every day is Rusev Day, so that makes it even more confusing.
Very true.
All right, Adam, I'll start with you. What do you think about the SmackDown Tag Team title match?
This match, I feel, is going to be good. One, because I'm a New Day fan. Two, and I'm also a really big Rusev Day fan. So this match is personally, for me, going to be very good. And the way they had, like, Rusev turning on Aiden English, per se, and then putting them back as a team, now getting this next step to the tag team titles, I think it's going to be a really good match, personally.
That's a really good one, especially like since everybody had been predicting for the longest time that it was going to be the Bar that was going to challenge New Day.
But they're challenging them in the Australia show.
I'm actually glad that. Well, it looks like they're going to get it either way, but at least thankfully we get something cool like this that's coming up.
Yeah.
Very true.
All right. And Leo, what do you think about this tag team title match?
Well, I'm looking forward to it. And out of all the matches, I'm expecting to be this one to possibly be the show starter. That way, it gets the crowd hyped and gives us a good 15-minute match. That way, everything gets the, like I said, crowd hype, and then.
Now that you bring that up. By this point, Wednesday, September 12th, at the time of recording, they've not announced the pre-show match.
Yeah.
Nope.
I bet.
You must have announced it like the day after. When we're done with this podcast. They always do it.
You know what I'm
It's
thinking?
probably going to be
They're
something
gonna
like
do
Kevin Owens versus Bobby Lashley.
God. No.
What I'm thinking is Shinsuke comes out and gives a little open challenge, and then someone from the SmackDown roster comes and challenges him.
R-Truth.
Mike Ellis.
Mike Kanellis. Oh my God.
He's on
The only
Raw.
one that guy
Yeah, he's
had
on
was in
Raw.
my hometown. That's sad. I want to see on almost.
All right.
A lot of people. There was one site I saw. They had. I think it was IW. The IWS site. I can't remember exactly what it exactly is, but it is. I think they had predicted Andrade Cien Almas versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the United States title, which I wouldn't
mind that.
like to see that, but it's a kind of heel versus heel match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but before we lose track here, Ryan, continuing on, like, what's your prediction? I mean, not prediction. Sorry. What do you think about the SmackDown Tag Team Title match?
I absolutely love it. You know, I'm a big fan of these two teams. I definitely think Rusev Day deserved it. No offense to the Bar. I love the Bar, but they kind of had their run. They don't really need the titles at the moment. I think Rusev Day needs a lot more, but this should be a very good match.
Yeah, indeed. And Willie, what do you think about this tag team title match?
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be a good match. That's all I gotta say.
Pretty much. It's gonna be a good match. Yep. All right. And as for me, I was like on the belief that the Bar was gonna win. That's why I took a break to actually go order food. When I come back, I was like watching SmackDown with my nephew, and he's like, "Yo, dude, Rusev Day won." I was like, "What?"
I legit didn't watch SmackDown last night. Well, most of it.
Yeah, these days it feels like it's been getting a little stale again.
Mm.
Hopefully they step their game up again, because they have a habit of actually stepping the
so.
game up whenever like things go down.
Well, they're gonna have to.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to pick it up since NFL's back.
Well, we got
definitely.
we got the Undertaker showing up on Raw this Monday, so maybe that's something.
Man, I get to see the Undertaker for the first time in my life.
Jump him, Ryan.
So crazy.
I've seen the Undertaker a few times, and what I thought was his last match at WrestleMania 33. Anyway, predictions time. Despite the fact that I like Rusev Day in this, I kind of predict the New Day is going to retain their titles here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Willie, what about you?
I'm gonna go with New Day. It's the first title defense, so yeah, it's not gonna be a happy Rusev Day. Sadly, they're gonna get shafted.
Yeah.
Rusev Day is gonna lose. I'm gonna go with the New Day.
Ryan?
I really want to see Rusev Day win the belts, mainly because I think they deserve it the most. But I don't see the New Day dropping it because, like I said, they just kind of won the belts recently, so I don't really kind of see them dropping it just yet.
Yeah, that's
So I'm
understandable.
going with the New Day.
Leo?
Yeah, I'm gonna say New Day.
And Adam?
I gotta be different. I'm gonna go with Rusev Day because they don't have a more over team with the crowd than Rusev Day at the moment. So I'm gonna go with Rusev Day.
And also because you wanted to break the streak of 5-0 again, huh? When it comes to people voting for New Day. 4-1. Okay, that's good though. But yeah, I get what you mean because Rusev Day has been over for almost how long has it been? Almost a year now that Rusev Day's been a thing.
At least a year.
Pretty close, yeah.
Because I recall at Hell in a Cell last year. It was in October, but I recall last year at Hell in a Cell that Rusev Day was a thing. Yeah, but at the time it just wasn't as over as it is now. All right, moving on from that, let's go from tag teams to women. Let's start with the SmackDown Women's title as Charlotte is facing Becky Lynch.
Badass Lynch, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, that was so crazy what she pulled on SmackDown.
Oh my God, last night was so cool.
Her disguise.
Came out of the crowd, looking all, my gosh, she was just so badass. It was so cool.
It's about time that something is actually going well for Becky Lynch because if you think about the trio of... Actually, if you look at the four horsewomen of Sasha, Charlotte, Becky, and Bayley, well, it's like Becky Lynch was the one who feels like it was being overshadowed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And in my opinion,
opinion,
she was like the best out of all of them.
Yes.
Or at least second to best.
The other one would be what, Charlotte or Sasha? Definitely not Bailey.
What you got against Bailey?
So you just made all the Bailey fans mad.
All right.
I'm a hugger.
Yeah.
I'm a
Interesting.
hugger. I'm a guy.
We can all agree that the moment Becky finally attacked Charlotte at SummerSlam was awesome.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that pop was just something else.
Like
that was
I just
crazy.
I was just like jumping for joy. I was so happy.
Yep.
I was like, yes.
And now, this is a match that I agree should have been inside Hell in a Cell.
Unfortunately, it's not.
But you know what? That's okay. If we're gonna continue this feud on, then it's like, just build it up.
Oh, they're continuing on. All right.
Yeah, but we are talking about WWE. They could announce on Saturday. Oh, breaking news. Charlotte versus Becky Lynch inside Hell in a Cell. Out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's true. They kind of did do. Remember TLC last year, because of illnesses and stuff like that, they had to change up matches.
Hey, one of those matches was my dream match, so I was happy.
Yeah, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, great showing.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't the best, but it was good.
But in the meantime, what I think about this match with Charlotte and Becky is, in my opinion, this is a long time coming.
Yes.
Because
For sure.
ever since Charlotte came to SmackDown and was a face again, and she and Becky were friends again, I was like, okay, yeah, it's only gonna be a matter of time, because Charlotte's been getting all the success here and Becky's still getting nothing. So I'm like, yeah.
Poor Becky. Just one title run that only lasted like 3 months. Like
3 months isn't that bad, though.
Yeah.
Like one successful title defense, and that was it.
Yeah, but look at Sasha Banks. So if you want to talk about bad title reigns,
Yeah, 4 title reigns, but not a single successful title defense.
Yeah.
yeah.
At least Bailey had
They were
one
all on
successful
Monday Night
title.
Raw.
Yeah, they were all on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, but you can blame Raw and their creative geniuses for doing that.
Oh
so.
yeah. All right.
At least-
Willie, what do you think about Charlotte versus Becky here?
You all know I'm a huge Becky mark. I'm really looking forward to this match. I think it's going to be a show stealer. Well, not a show stealer. I think this is going to be one of those matches you just want to keep your eyes on. You never know what could happen.
Oh, definitely.
I am really, really intrigued to see what they do with this match. Now, people have been coming to me and saying, oh, well, there's going to be a double turn. They're going to turn Charlotte heel and they're going to turn Becky face. Technically, Becky, to me, is not really a heel. Becky, to me, is a tweener. I think Becky's a tweener.
I think Becky's just frustrated.
Yeah, because people, she's been doing the heelish tactics, but like she has reasoning.
And she's not going after anybody else either.
No, she's not.
Aside from that one SmackDown after SummerSlam.
Yeah,
because
But they
in my
trust
opinion, yeah, go ahead, Leo.
Like I said, they just dropped in and let her just be angry with Charlotte instead of being at the fans. So
yeah, this is basically what Bailey and Sasha should be doing instead of hugging it out in the Boston Hug Connection crap. But whatever.
And see, the thing for me, is Becky is one of those female wrestlers that fans just do not really want to hate. Like, you just can't hate her. Like,
I've met that woman 3 times in person. Like, she is so sweet. Like, she is so fun. She is cool. She's just so. I just love Becky. You can't get me to boo her. You're gonna have to do something very, very dastardly to have me boo her.
That's why it's like she's got to be like.
All right,
Charlotte plays the better heel.
Face. Yeah, she's got to be like
the better heel.
Face.
Of course, she plays the better heel. She's a Flair.
Woo!
Yeah.
I'm from the bastard dad, so
Exactly.
it would make sense to turn Charlotte heel at pay-per-view.
Exactly. Ryan, what do you think about this SmackDown Women's Title match?
I'm definitely looking forward to it. Definitely. Okay, so really, I really thought, because they teased us that they were gonna put it inside. So you remember that interview that they had a couple weeks back?
Yes.
I think it was on Twitter, but it was
on Twitter. They were going back and forth.
Yeah, I would really like to see a third cell match. I'd be down for it. But nonetheless, if it's not, I think this is going to be a great match, and probably the feud will probably continue on from there. forever how long. But I think it's going to be one heck of a match, and I'm excited to see it live.
The one thing I'm going to ask for, if they're going to keep this rivalry going, is don't pull a Charlotte and Sasha and do hot potato with the title.
Oh, don't do
yes. Oh, that'll piss me off. That really pissed me off. So.
Yeah, if only we did our podcast in 2016, Willie would have been going off so many times. Plus, we would be past 50 episodes by now. That'd be good times.
50 episodes, that is.
Jeez. Leo, what do you think about this SmackDown women's title match?
No, I'm thinking like this is probably the best rivalry aside from Joe and AJ on SmackDown. It's really kept. Yeah.
We'll get to that a little.
No, you have to say it like an angry monster. Oh,
we'll get to that a little later.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I'm highly excited for this match. I'm thinking out of all the matches that are in the cell, I think this will probably be the best one.
That is true, actually, because like when I look at this match, I'm like, it could go either way.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And Adam, what do you think about this women's title match?
I think it's going to be very good, to be honest. Being that they do it the right way, they actually make it like maybe a 15-20 minute match, something like that, where you actually get to see the talent of both Becky and Charlotte. So I think it's going to be a very good match and something that we'll definitely have to watch.
Oh yeah, I'm always down for that. I'm excited for this match on Sunday. It's like very something. Like there's not often we get title matches like this where we're like, okay, finally, it can go either way.
I know, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, prediction time. Adam, who's gonna win?
I'm gonna go Becky.
Nice one. Leo, what about you?
I'm gonna say Charlotte, but nearly. She wins like by the skin of her teeth.
Skin of her teeth. That's a good phrase, and also a good Megadeth song. By the skin of my teeth.
I think she's gonna win by roll up.
I can see that happening. For me, I'll say Charlotte retains. Ryan, what about you?
I think Charlotte's gonna retain, but I think Charlotte's going to win by disqualification. And the reason why I see Becky Lynch getting to the point where she pretty much almost kind of like AJ versus Samoa Joe at SummerSlam.
Loses her temper?
She grabs a chair and just hits Charlotte. And
no,
just
don't have it go that way. That's just me. But
because here's the thing. Because I think it would honestly be better if they want to continue this feud. It would help protect both women. It would help protect Charlotte, and it would help protect Becky.
True.
That's the way I kind of see it. So I'm going to go with that way. All
right. And Willie, who's going to win this match?
I'm going to go with Charlotte to retain. As Leo said, I think Becky is going to just, I think what's going to happen is that they're going to have, these just like Ryan said, AJ and Joe, AJ and Styles, AJ and Joe did at SummerSlam. They're gonna have Becky, just lose her cool. I don't think that's the way they should go. I think that's a very stupid way to continue the rivalry. But if we're going out on a limb here, I'm gonna go Charlotte to retain. Yeah, somehow Charlotte's gonna retain.
Yeah, although I'm
gonna be upset, but
I'm on
Becky's taking her opportunity.
I'm on the thought that Becky could win it, even though I predicted Charlotte.
This is Charlotte's first title defense, technically. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, we've seen people lose it on their first title defense so many times.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it's going to pull it out until. Let's not talk about Sasha's title reign. Let's not talk about that.
Let's talk about the next women's title match, which is the Raw side. It honestly feels like one you can skip. Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss again.
Oh, God, no.
One thing, SummerSlam, that was just a squash match. I highly doubt that anything's gonna be different this time. If we're lucky, Alexa maybe gets a couple of hits on her, but that's it.
Give this match 30 seconds.
Yeah,
that's what I was expecting out of SummerSlam, but even though we did kind of get it, but it was 4 minutes, and it was just all Ronda destroying her, except for that 1 minute where she just sat in the middle of the ring saying, "Come on, I'll give you a chance."
Which, in my opinion, was kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But, let's see. Oh, the other interesting fact here is, like, you know how there's, like, the top champion on the women's and the male side when it comes to Raw? Both of them are double R's, like Rice and Ryan. Ronda Rousey, Roman Reigns.
Yep.
There you go.
That's funny to think about.
Ronda Rousey, double R. Rice to Ryan, double R. Roman Reigns, double R.
I think we can all agree that when it comes to this match with Ronda Rousey and Alexa Bliss, we don't really care about this one, do we?
Nope.
Anyway,
The only thing I'm excited to see is Ronda Rousey, like, live in person. That's it.
I saw her debut live in person.
Yeah, I know. That's cool.
Yeah, but since we both don't really care, let's just get to predictions. I say Ronda.
We can all just say Ronda here. Ronda, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Anyone who says Bliss is out of their mind.
If you people think Bliss is retaining or winning the title back, no, not happening.
What about you, Adam?
I gotta go with the overhyped rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam doesn't like
5 in a row to Ronda Rousey. That's pretty much all we have to talk about for the Raw Women's title.
You know what's funny?
Well, what's funny?
You know what's kind of funny is, I noticed, like, on Instagram, you know how Ronda Rousey posts pics, about, her matches and stuff like that. And it's still in the comment section, I still see UFC fans that say it's fake with a laughing emoji and everything like that. Like, it's just so funny. Like, I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's hilarious to see, UFC fans come after us pro wrestling fans for a sport that's supposedly not real.
I know, right? All right, let's go on to a rematch from SummerSlam we're actually looking forward to, and that's the WWE Championship match. AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe.
Woo! Part 2.
Oh, Wendy! There, did I say it right?
Oh, Wendy!
Did I say it right?
You know what? That just gave me a good idea for the vlog. I'm going to go to Wendy's. I'll walk in there and say, "Oh, Wendy!"
Someone actually made a video about that.
Or you could meet Heath Slater and do that.
Light out, weird looks.
Yeah.
Anyways, AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. Their match at SummerSlam was great in every way, and even if it ended on disqualification, the storytelling was great.
Heck yeah!
I'm like, that's how you have a match end by disqualification and keep the rivalry going on an interesting.
AJ loses cool, like I predicted.
This is the best rivalry in all WWE right now.
This easily tops
Becky.
This easily tops AJ versus Shinsuke.
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, for sure.
I don't think we could even call that a rivalry. It's a battle of the dicks.
Yeah, battle of the dicks. Like, what the heck, WWE? Seriously. Freaking kicking balls everywhere and then,
I wonder who came up with that idea.
Joey Ryan, maybe?
Great balls of fire.
Maybe Joey Ryan?
No, Joey Ryan slander on here.
All right, I'm just saying, I'm still a little disturbed by that entrance at All In.
That's correct. Ryan knows how hard I laughed at that entrance.
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh my god.
All right.
Shout out to Mr. Joey Ryan.
Yeah. Anyways, AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. Like this one is also something that should have been inside Hell in a Cell.
But no, we're gonna put Jeff Hardy and Randy. We'll get to that when we get to that.
I made a post Monday saying everyone says AJ and Joe should be inside Hell in a Cell, and I said no. The only structure that can hold this rivalry was inside of a Wendy's.
Yeah, have a Wendy's match.
Yeah, let them fight all over the tables and all that. Throw burgers and fries at each other's face. Pour cups of chili down each other's trunks.
Oh my god!
This is this is something that Grimm's Toy Show would come up with, since that's all he does is make references to food and eat Wendy's all the time.
But he's not smart enough to do that.
That's honestly a lot more better than the so-called pillow fight.
Yeah.
AJ versus Shinsuke should have been a pillow fight. What the hell? We never got that. So, we never got that pillow fight, so I feel ripped off.
I wanted to do that.
Same.
All right, so it would have been like this: pillow fight. First one to fall on their ass loses.
How about this? AJ versus Shinsuke versus Samoa Joe pillow fight inside of Wendy's.
Dude, I would pay lots of money to sit inside that Wendy's.
Well, you give up your whole life savings just for this?
My chili.
It's
so entertaining.
I'll be inside looking on, eating a Baconator.
Okay, okay, I'm getting hungry. Let's stop. I'm getting hungry. All of a sudden, I'm honestly thinking after we're done the podcast, I'm gonna go get some Wendy's.
Samoa Joe will be the Wendy's manager. How can I take your order?
Let's focus here. Willie, what do you think of this upcoming rematch?
Oh my God, this is gonna be good. As you all know, these guys have been putting on the greatest matches even before WWE.
That's true.
Yeah, their SummerSlam matches. SummerSlam match was good. Their Robert and TNA was, of course, my favorite. This Hell in a Cell, the build-up has been fantastic. Oh, my gosh. Last night with Samoa Joe reading the bedtime story. Oh, my gosh, that was so funny.
I want that book. I want that book.
Someone told me he was channeling his inner Eddie Guerrero. You remember when Eddie was feuding with Rey Mysterio in 2005?
Oh, yeah.
Over Dominic? That brought back the vibes right there.
I'm your
puppy. The bedtime story. No, Joe should have a shirt like that. I'm your daddy. It has a photo of Wendy and little Annie on there. Oh my God, the heat Joe would get.
At the end of that storybook, it showed.
That's how you become a heel.
At the end of that storybook, it showed Samoa Joe with the title and the family.
That was so good. Whoever wrote that right there.
Great illustration.
For real.
Great illustration. Can't believe people actually took the time just to sit down and draw that stuff up. Probably it took them a couple weeks.
Samoa Joe should be a man. Oh my God, have him write a book for children, for real.
Yeah, this is why I'm thinking he should become WWE champion here.
I think he is. We'll get to that.
Ryan, what do you think about this match?
I am looking forward to this match. And definitely, I think it's going to be a good one, no doubt. I don't really know if Wendy will be there again, but that would be really
Wendy.
Cool. But this probably might be match of the night. I probably would guarantee it.
Probably. We're talking about good matches. We haven't even gotten to the cell matches.
Heck.
Oh yeah.
In my opinion, they put the cell matches with the wrong competitors here. No offense to Jeff Hardy. But anyway,
whom I met.
Leo, what do you think about this upcoming title match?
You know what? The way this rivalry's gone. I especially love how Joe's been acting as this evil heel manipulator. It kind of reminds me a lot of. This is really thrown back, but Jake the Snake Roberts.
Huh. Ooh, that's a good comparison.
Yeah, it really makes me think like that, and that kind of vibe is, especially the rivalry with Jake and Macho Man.
I like that.
Oh
yeah, definitely.
So yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting. But yeah, I'm thinking this is going to be. I wouldn't say their best one. It's going to be another continuation because they're going to have a stipulation match at the Australia Super Showdown.
Oh, they're going to keep going with this, which I'm happy for.
And
Adam, don't keep it going until with AJ and Shinsuke. Just don't go there.
Yeah, that was a little too much. Just two pay-per-views in a row with double countouts.
But then in the end, at the end of the rivalry, spoiler for me, I'm going to say AJ is keeping the title.
We'll get to the predictions a little bit, but I get what you mean, though. Yeah, Adam, what do you think about this match?
I'm very excited for this match because I was a wrestling fan who was watching Samoa Joe and AJ Styles in their rivalry at TNA. So I know what both men are capable of, and how they're writing it in WWE is perfect for changing it up with something. Because in TNA, AJ Styles really didn't have like a wife. He didn't really have kids then. So they really couldn't use this storyline as they are using it in WWE. So it is perfect because it is very different from the TNA rivalry. So I'm really excited for it.
You see, this is like we don't often have rivalries that are going on for quite a while that people are getting interested. Eventually, people are saying, nah, this is getting stale. But this is a case where we're like, no, man, we want to fucking see more.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's what I've been telling people, and they were,
like,
rumors of this rivalry were coming up. Like, these guys, I've been telling you.
We want
Put
more.
on Magic and look at them now.
See, that's kind of the thing, I really kind of feel like AJ has more chemistry with his TNA guys than, I mean, he has great chemistry with, New Japan, Ring of Honor, and all that. I mean, he can have a good match with anybody. But I think he has the most, if I'm talking about the most good chemistry with anybody, that's his TNA guys.
All right, how about this?
And the fact that they're personal friends in real life,
Definitely.
How about this
want to
idea?
see some TNA chants.
Like, here's
there were TNA chants at SummerSlam.
Yeah. Here's the other interesting thing. Like, even though obviously this ain't happening or stuff like that, but it would be very interesting to see since AJ has a good habit of with his TNA friends.
What's that?
How would you think if AJ took on Kurt Angle?
That's a match I'd like to see. I would not mind that again. They didn't have the best rivalry in TNA. I don't really remember it, but
so like now that we think about
pretty good.
When we think about stuff like that, we're thinking of matches that could have been like so epic.
And seeing a rivalry like Joe and AJ in WWE makes me wish Christopher Daniels was around WWE. That way you recreate the matches they did in 2005 in Impact.
Yeah, that was a great match. As a matter of fact, I sinned that match last year.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good video too. Let's see. Like another thing, like if when it comes to AJ and Joe, we're saying we want more. When it came to AJ and Shinsuke, we were saying, are we done yet?
Yeah, because they kept rolling it out.
We went. Here's an AJ and Shinsuke. We're like, are we done yet? AJ and Joe were like, please don't be done yet.
No, WWE's like, okay, they want the dream match. We'll give them the dream match.
And fuck it up 4 times in a row.
6 or 7 matches.
Yeah, I'll end with low blows mostly.
All right, prediction times. AJ versus Samoa Joe. I am gonna go this time with Samoa Joe.
All right,
Willie, your move.
Right. What?
Your move.
All right, me. I'm gonna go with Joe. I think it's time to take the title off Styles. I love AJ. I've been a fan of his for years. I think it's time for the title to come to an end. I was thinking they were going to have AJ hold the title to a Royal Rumble. I mean, technically, Styles has already held the title for 300 days now. But I think it's time for him to drop it. He's been champ long enough.
If we're thinking about having
Joe's champ.
If we're thinking about having the Miz eventually win that title, I'm actually thinking at least have Joe hang on to the title at least once for a while before Miz gets to it.
That's what I'm thinking too. Come on.
Yeah, Ryan, who do you predict will win?
I really honestly want to see Samoa Joe, like you said, Christian. I want to see Samoa Joe, but there's just really something that I think WWE's going to make AJ hang on to the title for a bit longer.
Probably for the video game.
So,
that's a possible thing.
And really Samoa Joe deserves it, but I think I'm just going to have to go with AJ again.
All right, Leo, what about you?
I already kind of spoiled it, but AJ.
Oh, okay. And Adam?
I'm going to go with Samoa Joe. So maybe if they do it the right way, we can possibly get a Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles rivalry in the near future.
Oh, my God.
I'd like to see something like that.
AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy.
I mean, they had a little bit of back and forth back in TNA, but let's not talk about that.
You know what's interesting? Like almost all the other matches we predicted have almost been a straightforward shoot. This one, it's 3-2.
Right.
3 of us chose Samoa Joe, 2 of us chose AJ, so it's almost a tie because there's 5 of us, so there can't be a tie. But what do you think? Huh? That's another reason why this is so good.
Yeah,
I know, right?
make it like unpredictable.
I mean, like the fact that
That's what I like about the show. Most of the matches are unpredictable.
Half of us are saying AJ, the other half are saying Joe, and that's why it's like so good, like for this upcoming match, because now we're excited for it. All right, moving on. We are an hour into this podcast, and we're finally getting to the cell matches.
Oh man!
Let's start off with the first Hell in a Cell match: Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy. And whenever we see a rivalry between Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton, especially from 2008, remember that?
Yes. And like 10 years later, we have it again.
Except it's more awkward and graphic and disturbing.
I actually like
ear-pulling.
The fact that it's disturbing. I actually like it.
Yeah,
it's more than just Randy being.
Orton is great. I'm loving Heel Orton.
And Jeff Hardy has always said he wanted a Hell in a Cell match before his retirement. Well, finally is his chance.
There, you're in your Hell in a Cell. Except he won against The Undertaker, but you might get an Undertaker. Sorry.
That's okay, though.
Yeah, honestly, it's really crazy that I met Jeff Hardy. And let me tell you, he's really cool.
Oh,
if you get a chance to meet him, he's really cool.
I've met both the Hardys.
I met John Cena, and Becky Lynch 3 times. And more.
And Sami Zayn was right beside you that one. And Sami Zayn was beside you that one time. Remember that, Willie? Sami Zayn was beside you that one time.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And I got to stand by Sami Zayn, which was awesome.
And you didn't even know it was him. That's how great the disguise was.
People are actually uploading that GIF this morning of Becky and Sami from the Mixed Match Challenge thing. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Coming back to me.
Anyways, Willie, what do you think about this Jeff versus Randy match?
Rivalry's been pretty good. I mean, of course, there's the ear raping of Jeff Hardy, which we don't want to talk about. Let me tell you something about that. I mean, I have seen cringy stuff in pro wrestling. I've seen broken bones. I've seen broken teeth. I've seen blood splattered everywhere. But Orton grabbing Jeff Hardy's earlobe and just, oh my lord, I had never cringed so hard. My brother looked at me. And he's like, Willie, he ripped his ear off. I'm like, if he would have ripped his ear off, they wouldn't show that. But, like, the visual of that, and they zoomed it up close when we did it, like, the second time. But, man, this rivalry, it's been pretty good.
That's what happens when you have spacers like that.
This rivalry does not need Hell in a Cell. I don't think the story calls for it. People have been saying the story calls for it. I told Leo this yesterday. All we've seen from this storyline is ear raping, face paint wiping, RKO teasing, and interruptions from Randy Orton. How does that call for a Hell in a Cell match? Whereas Samoa Joe
and AJ Styles is literally getting personal. AJ Styles and Samoa Joe is literally a family feud, if you want to call it that.
I mean, true, but that match, in my opinion, calls for Hell in a Cell. And heck, even Charlotte and Becky calls for Hell in a Cell. But Jeff Hardy and Orton, I mean,
it's more of just so Jeff can get inside the cell. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, so Jeff can just do the swanton bomb off the cell, which hopefully he doesn't die. But
well, he did it off the stage once and survived.
Can do the swanton and miss, and hopefully not die.
And Jeff did it off the stage that one time 10 years ago.
That's very true.
And Ryan, what do you think about this Hell in a Cell match? What? Oh, there was a phone ringing.
Someone's phone ringing.
Not mine.
Not mine.
All right.
Hello. Hello. It's Kelsey calling us.
Oh, hey, Kelsey, how you doing?
That would have been funny.
Hey, Kelsey. We're not causing any trouble. I mean.
All right, let's move on. Ryan, you were saying?
All right. So, anyways, I honestly I can kind of see why this is in Hell in a Cell match because Jeff Hardy wanted this match, and I understand that. I'm perfectly fine with that. And potentially, I'm hoping this can be a better match than Backlash. Backlash wasn't really too good of a match, but hopefully this time will be better. But I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Backlash was horrible in general with everything.
Oh,
Backlash was terrible. Dude, that was the match of the night right there. Like, who knew Miz?
And it was the opening match,
man.
Anyway, Leo, what do you think about the Hell in a Cell match?
You know what? Like Willie said, it's really just been a ear rape kind of storyline. The only, even though it did make me cringe, the only thing that made me cringe even more was when Sid Justice broke his leg on that big drop.
Oh man.
Oh man, yeah.
That was creepy.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah, this was like a very disturbing rivalry. But like said before, it doesn't really need to be inside Hell in a Cell. It's only done because Jeff wants to be in one. I mean, it's okay if it was like. It's okay if it was like a no holds barred match or false count anywhere, but I don't think the rivalry really calls for it being inside the cage.
Understandable. And Adam, what do you think about this cell match?
I think this could be a very good match because Randy Orton has experience inside the cell, and two, this is the match that Jeff Hardy wants. So maybe they do it to where Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton are on top of the cell. No, I'm sorry. Jeff's on top of the cell, and he's going to try to swanton Randy Orton. Miss goes to the table, and that's how he gets written off of TV because how he's been suffering these injuries. So, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna happen because they have advertised Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy again for SmackDown 1000.
Well, they can still show up there. They can still show up at that show.
Undertaker.
Edge is going to be there.
Yeah.
Edge is going to be there.
All right.
Booker.
And ladies and gentlemen, that also reminds us, we're not going to be predicting, but we will be reviewing SmackDown 1000 when it happens.
I have not reviewed a SmackDown in like 3 years. Holy crap.
And plus, like, here's the thing, like,
that was when it was on my channel.
We're not doing predictions, obviously, because we don't know what the hell is going to happen.
Now, how can we predict something we don't know what's going to happen, you know?
However, we will review SmackDown 1000, because that's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
All right, predictions. Predictions for the cell match. I'm going to go Randy Orton.
Okay.
Willie?
I'm going to go with Randy Orton, too. I think Jeff's going to hit the Swanton. Miss. Someone told me Jeff's going to try and hit the Swanton, and somehow Orton's going to reverse that into an RKO. First of all, how the heck can that be accomplished?
Yeah.
Like Jeff's going to get, picture this. Jeff's on top of the cell. He's going to go for the Swanton in midair, right? Orton's going to catch him with the RKO. I'm like, how the heck can that be pulled off?
There's no way that can happen.
That is a dangerous move. That is a dangerous move. So I think Jeff's going to go through some kind of padding. Orton's going to roll him inside the ring. And I kind of hope he brings back the punt. That'll write Jeff Hardy off TV for good, I think. Orton's going to hit the RKO. 1, 2, 3, that'll be it. Jeff will be off of TV for a few months. And because he needs a break. Jeff, come on, man. Jeff needs a break. And I think Orton's going to be looping around. I think you put Orton in there with Nakamura. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that again. But I think Orton's going to win the match. Because Jeff Hardy's going to take a risk. He's going to once again, not pull it off. And that'll be it. Randy Orton.
Yep. Ryan, what about you?
I'm going to go with Randy Orton.
All right. Leo.
Yeah, I'm going to say Randy Orton. But I don't think they're going to do anything on top of the cell, any of that, or go outside. But I can see like maybe Jeff pulling out a ladder and then like climbing.
I kind of see it.
And then like doing a swanton off of it through a table and miss. Other than that, I'm gonna say Randy.
Oh yeah,
I don't really
speaking of ladders, also someone told me Jeff could somehow bring a ladder to the top of the cell and climb it and then hit the swanton.
No,
that
would be more dangerous.
That's death waiting to happen.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna. I think this match is gonna be like in the middle of the card, so I don't think they're gonna do a big stunt like that. Well, then again, we did see Braun Strowman throw Kevin Owens off the top of a cage, so
I think the big spots we're gonna see is in the main events.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna see Jeff Hardy.
Yeah. So
Mick Foley, baby, whatever.
So Leo, you said Randy Orton.
Yep.
All right, and Adam, what about you?
I'm gonna go Randy Orton.
That's 5 in a row for Randy Orton because, like, as much as Jeff Hardy is like the innovator, that doesn't mean he always wins his matches.
Is Jeff gonna shake Orton's hand afterwards?
He'll be unconscious.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's Hell in a Cell. And speaking of Hell in a Cell, let's get to our main event here for the Universal Championship: Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. Thank God, first of all, Brock Lesnar's no longer the champion.
Thank God. Thank God. Go to UFC and get beat.
Now Roman Reigns is facing Braun Strowman. This is actually Braun's Money in the Bank cash-in match.
Yes, because why not?
And we also have Mick Foley as the guest referee.
Like, this was out of nowhere. I didn't watch that.
Yeah.
People are like, Mick Foley's the referee. I'm like, what the heck?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Foley's not going to be taking any bumps, apparently, from what I've been hearing.
I don't get why,
Seeing
but
from people.
I don't get why Mick Foley's the guest referee in this case, because it doesn't make any sense. Why would he insert himself into this rivalry?
Mick Foley doesn't need to be involved with this thing. Like,
yeah.
if anything, like, that's weird.
I mean, I understand, like, it's, like, the 20th anniversary of the Hell in a Cell, like, match and everything. But I mean, I kind of understand why they did it, but at the same time, it's just questionable. Like, it's really not a need. But, I mean, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it still doesn't make any sense.
Questionable.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway, like, it's understandable. It's like, and of course, this is Braun's Money in the Bank cash-in. In my opinion, Braun is, like, the type of guy that could actually pull it off, though.
Yeah.
Because Braun Strowman is not like John Cena when he announced it beforehand.
Let's not talk about that.
John Cena, of course, did his Money in the Bank cash-in and lost, and he announced it beforehand.
He won the match, but he won the match, but not the title.
Rob Van Dam, on the other hand, he announced it beforehand. Yep. But now for Braun Strowman's case, I'm like, Braun, I guarantee he's not going to be like Baron Corbin's case here.
No, Baron Corbin's case, his briefcase and.
Yeah. Anyways, while a lot of people. Here's the other thing.
I got legitimately upset with Baron Corbin's loss. Like, oh.
Like, here's the other thing.
I was so angry.
Yeah, I was angry too. But here's the other thing. First of all, I was actually glad that Jinder Mahal actually retained it, because I like Jinder Mahal,
Let's not go there. Let's not talk about that title run.
I miss Jinder Mahal as champ.
Ryan.
Oh, come on, Jinder beat Shinsuke 2 pay-per-views in a row.
I'm calling Kelsey.
I'm calling Kelsey. All right, continuing forward. What I also want to say is, for Roman Reigns' case, like, of course, it's good that Brock Lesnar's been dethroned, but now everybody starts complaining by saying, Roman Reigns has not been defending his title or stuff like that. I'm like, do you not understand what live events are like?
I don't think Roman defended at my event.
Actually,
and he defended against Balor the night after SummerSlam.
Yeah,
which was Balor's only title rematch, folks.
Yeah, he actually Roman gave Finn Balor his long-awaited title rematch.
Yeah, you guys rematch, and he lost. So Finn Balor is not only the first Universal Champion, he's the first person to get a rematch for the title that he never lost.
Bingo! Once the title was off Brock, he immediately went to Finn.
We're just waiting for Kevin Owens and Goldberg to get their match.
Ew, Goldberg, no. Please, no.
Continuing forward. The other thing that people are complaining about is, of course, Roman being champion. Like, Roman has likely defended his title more time, about almost the same amount as Brock Lesnar has in 504 days, whereas Roman did that in 3 weeks.
Like, I get people hating Roman Reigns, but good lord, I'd much rather have the big dog as champ than a part-timing goon who doesn't even show up.
Exactly, or even cares about the company.
Yeah, I doesn't care about us anyways.
Let's go to this cell match, actually. But I'll let you talk.
I like the way Kurt Angle brought out Brock Lesnar as the worst Universal Champion of all time. That's a fact.
I mean, I would have said,
yeah. Now, if we're talking WWE Champion, that's different.
I was here and I didn't have to look at.
That's good. Sorry, brother. Sorry.
That's okay. I'll let that slide. It's always good when people come in. Hello.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Anyways, let's talk about this cell match. Willie, what do you think about Roman versus Braun inside the cell here?
We all know the history between these two men. I think the most interesting match they had was at Payback. Was it Payback last year?
Payback, yeah, last year, yeah.
Yeah, where this was after WrestleMania, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's where where Braun bloodied Roman afterwards. Ooh, man, and the crowd chanted, "You deserve it!" Like Roman's coughing up blood, and I'm like, I looked at the screen, I'm like, holy crap! And the crowd's like, "You deserve it!" I'm like, jeez, you guys are feral dogs.
Exactly.
But,
you know what the saddest part about it was?
What?
It was a week after Roman's brother died.
I know, like, oh my gosh, and like, I hate fans like that. They treat the wrestlers like garbage. But yeah, whatever. Anyways, I'm looking forward to this.
And it was Rosie, right? It was Rosie,
yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes, Rosie, the Hurricane's sidekick.
I missed them.
The superhero in training.
All right, continue what you were saying, Willie. How about the match?
Sorry, off track. I'm looking forward to this match. Mick Foley in here doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but I'll let that slide. I'm looking forward to this match.
Well, yeah, it's understandable. I think they're just doing this to promote Mankind, The Undertaker's 20th anniversary, but at the same time, we shouldn't make this all about Mick Foley. It's about Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman in the Universal title.
All right, so I'm definitely looking forward to this match. Last year when I attended Great Balls of Fire, these two faced up in an ambulance match, and that was one of the most coolest matches that I've ever seen, especially the part where Roman threw Braun into the little Titantron.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a cool match all around.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So I think they're definitely going to do the same. It's going to be somewhat like the same. They might, like, break apart of the cell. I'm not really sure, but definitely you can expect some good spots in this match. These two have some really good chemistry.
You know what? Now I'm thinking about it. If Jeff and Orton don't go to the top of the cell, what do you think about these two going on top of the cell?
Oh, they'd probably destroy it. They'd probably go right through it. Mick Foley would be stupid enough to climb up, too.
Braun Strowman could do a running power slam on Roman.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Mick Foley would also be dumb enough to climb the cell, too.
Bad things are going to happen if you do that, Mick. He doesn't care.
Anyways, Leo, what do you think about this main event match? It's likely the main event.
It is the main event.
Yeah.
This rivalry's gone on for since last year, the beginning of last year, since it started.
Actually, dating back into 2016, I think. Like the end of 2016, they started feuding a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
But it didn't really start until I think Roman and Goldberg both speared Braun.
Let's not talk about that.
Oh yeah.
that gave me nightmares.
What do you have against my dad?
And what do you think of Mick Foley as the guest referee, Leo?
You know what? I like it. It gives it an unpredictable spin on it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I suppose so.
I like Mick being the referee. Other than that, I think the rivalry really has called for this. I mean, they had 3 normal matches at the Fastlane, the one on Raw where Undertaker kind of stopped the match, the Payback match. Then you had the ambulance match, Last Man Standing.
That was a good match, the ambulance match.
Last Man Standing, and
Last
now
Man
this.
Standing, and then the steel cage match where Kane came through the ring. So all of that, this
Mayor Glenn.
Yeah.
This rivalry does call for Hell in a Cell.
I agree. Yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to this match the most out of all the matches.
Okay, that's okay. That's all good. And
cool.
Adam, what do you think about
opinions.
this match?
Sadly, I'm gonna come to them and tell it to my face.
That's all right. Anyways, Adam, you were saying?
I don't really know. I mean, it's most likely going to be a good match. Let's just set that straight. That it's going to be a good match no matter what. And for the simple fact that what I'm more curious about is, can Roman actually keep his undefeated streak at Hell in a Cell alive? Because if you think about it, Roman's undefeated in Hell in a Cell matches, even though he's only had a couple. He has more experience inside the cell than Braun. Because this is Braun's first Hell in a Cell match. Roman's had a couple, and he's undefeated in the cell. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, that's a very valid point. Roman has the experience factor, but Braun has the monster factor.
Yeah, and Braun knows Roman more than anybody. So,
well, maybe except for Seth and Dean. Anyway, those are really good opinions from you guys. I really understand the importance of this main event match and how Roman has the experience factor, but Braun has the monster factor in this case.
Yeah,
and but let's get to the predictions of this match. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna sadly say that Roman's going to retain and Braun's going to lose his briefcase.
Yes, another failed cash in. Well done, WWE.
Willie, what about you?
Well, whatever. Roman Reigns is winning. I mean, another failed cash in. I'm just sick. You know, Ryan, I think you and I have discussed this before. If Braun loses this match, which he most likely will, right? You just need to get rid of the Money in the Bank concept forever. Like, first was Corbin, Cena, anyone else?
Sandow.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
See, I don't remember Sandow. But just Zach, he's very entertaining.
And then Braun
Man,
Strowman.
you need to, like, oh my God, like,
It's frustrating.
Oh my God. Just so, I just don't, I can't take another cash-in fail.
If I may say,
Go ahead, Adam.
if I may say something real quick, if you realize, and I seen this picture on Instagram, if you realize every failed cash-in had John Cena in it. Sandow, he lost his briefcase against Cena because he had the World Championship. Corbin was caused because of Cena. And then Cena lost it by himself because he announced it a week before that he was going up against CM Punk and failed.
What if John Cena interferes in this match?
No, I think I'll
That'd be
turn my
hilarious.
entire TV.
I think Cena's still, like, I don't know where he is.
He's in China, I think.
He's setting up for the
Yeah,
he's going to be at
China.
he's going to be at Super Showdown as well. But we'll talk about that random and weird pay-per-view when we get to it.
Which we will not be watching because we'll all be asleep, so.
Likely, yeah. I mean, here's what I'll probably
It's
do.
5 in the morning and not 4 like Beast in the East.
Here's what I'm going to do. Like, I know for a fact these things, they do reruns on the WWE Network, obviously. So what I'm going to do is when I wake up, probably in the early afternoon, at the early afternoon, I'm going to turn off my social media, maybe even turn off my internet, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So that I can't be, like, tempted to go on my Wi-Fi and look on my social media and look at spoilers. And then I'm just going to watch the rerun of Super Showdown. Bingo. In the meantime, let's see. Ryan, your predictions on this match, Roman and Braun.
Honestly, I think it's gonna be a good match, but I mean, I really don't kind of see Roman dropping the belt. I mean, I'm not saying that it's gonna happen. It's possibility that Braun could win, but I just kind of see Roman retaining, and it's just gonna suck. It's gonna suck.
Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the background noises.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, unfortunately, Willie's brother's probably having a bad day, so we apologize for that. Anyways, let's continue on.
Continuing.
Leo, your predictions on this match?
Well, I'm actually thinking it's going to be the match of the night, in my opinion.
Could be.
Maybe match of the night as much as most epic and violent of all the matches.
Bingo.
Yeah.
I expect a bunch of chairs, tables broken. I'm expecting Roman to pull out an OMG moment and break through the cell with Braun.
Do you see blood happening?
Maybe.
That could happen.
Like
yeah.
maybe a scrape on the arm.
I think this match might have blood. I think.
Maybe.
I doubt.
And I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna go break the flow. I'm gonna say Braun wins, but barely.
Okay.
Okay.
But I see him winning because I expect Drew and Dolph to break into the cell, try to help him out. Dean and Seth come out to even the odds, and in
I
the
expect the entire Raw roster to come out. That's what I think. I think the entire Jobber Squad's going to come out, and the Shield's going to be so overwhelmed. Dean and Seth are going to be so overwhelmed. Braun's going to take advantage, and then Braun's going to win the title.
Hey,
that's what.
You know what that brings me back to? You know what that brings me back to, guys?
What?
Hell in a Cell 2011 when Awesome Truth was attacking everyone.
I was talking about that with Willie last night.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of the most intense post-cell match moments I've ever seen.
And me being still casual now, I thought that was all real.
So yeah, in my prediction in the scruffle, Braun is gonna take the win, like out in like when no one's paying attention except the cameraman, and Mick Foley counts, and Braun will win the title.
Do you think at any time Mick Foley's gonna get taken out or take any bumps?
Maybe like a little bump, that way he kind of like falls down.
He may accidentally take a Superman punch, maybe.
That'd be so funny.
Or he takes a spear, and once he gets back up, he gives mandible claw to Roman Reigns.
Here's another thing that I could see happening: constipated Corbin coming out, and he could, picture this: Mick's taken out, right? Corbin's gonna insert himself as the referee, and he's gonna screw over Reigns. And at that moment, Kurt Angle's music hits.
Oh wow!
And then Kurt comes out.
Okay,
and then
honestly,
Kurt
I didn't
gets
think
the
about
referee.
that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I did not think about
cool
that.
ending.
Yeah, I did not think about that. That was
cool
a good
because
one.
I'm seeing stuff where at Survivor Series the traditional 5-on-5 is going to be Team Angle versus Team Corbin.
Well, I thought it was going to be Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know. That's what I'm seeing.
I'm seeing a Kurt Angle team versus Corbin team, and whichever team wins gains the Raw general manager position.
Yeah.
John Laurinaitis returns.
Oh,
my God. People power.
People power.
My name is Mr. John Laurinaitis.
Oh, yes, Ryan. Please.
That wasn't Ryan. That wasn't Ryan. That was me that did that.
Oh, I thought that was Ryan. Like
that was me. I'm really good at that.
That's a good idea.
Just like I'm really good at imitating the mighty Thor.
Oh, that is nice. There.
All right, I'm doing Thor voices. Why am I doing Thor voices?
So I think it's Adam's turn.
Yeah, Adam.
Yeah.
Your prediction on this main event match?
Oh boy. So, it's hard because there's so many ways that they could mess up the match, end the match the right way. If I gotta pick, though, I'm gonna go Roman Reigns to win. That's who I'm gonna go with.
You know, now that I think about it, you're right. This could go either way. I mean, Roman could win clean, Braun could win clean, Roman could win dirty, Braun could win dirty. There could be a screw job from Mick Foley. There could be a screw job involving the Shield, Dolph and Drew.
Why would Mick Foley want to screw anyone over? I've seen Foley enough on TV. Like, I don't want to see him back. I love Mick Foley, but like, why would he want to screw over any of these guys?
I don't know. Just make it all about himself.
Or plot twist, Triple H comes out.
Yeah.
No, please no.
Nah.
Triple H is the way that they should go with the. I still think the way they should go is have the entire roster come out.
Yeah. Well,
and then
Hunter.
You can have the bump with Foley.
Hunter
and then you can have Braun. Yeah. Like
as we all know,
I think that's what's going to happen.
As we all know, Hunter is really busy with the Undertaker right now.
Yes, Hunter's busy with dead man. So
again.
Again, yeah.
We'll get to Super Showdown in our next. Actually, after we're done with Hell in a Cell.
Oh heck yeah! We're gonna be busy this week, folks, for this month. And
yeah,
next month.
Because think about it. Because we'll be like, actually, as a matter of fact, well, we should finish this off, ladies and gentlemen. Was that all of us that did our predictions?
Yes, sir.
All right, then. I will say, ladies and gentlemen, we've completed the predictions on Hell in a Cell. But however, before we leave, we like to talk about a few things. First of all, once again, thoughts and prayers to those who are involved with Hurricane Florence.
Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Happy birthday once again to Adam's wrestling show.
What else do we got? Kelsey,
yep.
Sorry you missed out on this podcast. We love you, and we hope you can make the next one.
And of course, also a special shout out to Adam's Wrestling Review, who is our guest here, and
yes, sir, Adam.
And also Leo the Phenom.
Yes, thank you guys for having me.
Thank you. This is amazing.
And another thing I want to talk about before we go off is next week we'll be doing our review.
Heck yeah.
Hopefully Kelsey will be back as well. But however, ladies and gentlemen, we're sad to say this, but Ryan's undefeated streak ends next week.
Yeah, so sad.
Right now, Ryan is 13-0, but it's going to be 13-1 next week because Ryan is going to be unavailable for the first time ever to be on the Losers Lounge podcast, and that there will be no more undefeated streaks.
Yeah. Unless they
thus-
start new streaks.
And here's the thing,
anyway,
with no undefeated streaks, go ahead, Ryan.
Sorry. Anyway, so yeah, I will be attending Hell in a Cell and then Raw the following night, and then I come back home on Tuesday, so won't be available for next week's podcast.
And even if you were back,
appreciate
I would
you guys.
probably, even if you were back in time, we'd probably still give you the day off
Yeah,
because you went through all that.
yeah, it would be a lot of driving. I'd be really tired.
Let's see what else is going on. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, the one that Ryan won't be available for, we'll be reviewing Hell in a Cell. Hopefully, we'll have a lot of exciting things to talk about, and maybe we may be on a case where Willie may go on a rant. Who knows?
Oh
I will
boy.
be listening.
Yes.
It all depends on how things turn out in Hell in a Cell, whether or not Willie will do a rant. But, what else is going on? We'll be doing predictions to Super Showdown, and then we'll be reviewing Super Showdown, regardless of whether or not we watch it live or not, because, we like to talk. We like to talk wrestling, it's what we do. And we'll be doing a review on SmackDown 1000, which will be followed by our predictions to Evolution, and the review of Evolution, which will be followed by our predictions to Survivors. Oh my god, there's a lot of podcast episodes coming up.
Man.
A lot of episodes coming up in the next coming 2 months.
Man, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it is going to be crazy indeed. But ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this edition of the Losers Lounge podcast. And yep. Oh, you're just in time just for the closing. I was just telling everybody about the fact that we got to review Hell in a Cell, then predict and review Super Showdown for 2 weeks, followed by reviewing SmackDown 1000, followed by reviewing and predicting and reviewing Evolution, followed by predicting and reviewing Survivor Series.
We're gonna be busy.
But that means, ladies and gentlemen, more Losers Lounge, more podcasts.
Yay! More podcasts.
Anyways, thank you very much to Adam and Leo for being our special guests for this week.
It was an
Thank
honor.
you very much for having me.
Yep. And of course, like Ryan, it's been this is your last undefeated streak, but either way, like without any more undefeated streaks, we're all equals again.
Very true.
Yep.
I mean, sure, right now Ryan has appeared in more podcasts than even Christian freaking Maracle, and this is my channel.
So the 13-0 streak has died.
Well, we'll die. It's still alive, but only for another week. In the meantime, Heel Ballard, it's also always fun to have you on here, too.
Yes, sir. It's always great to hang out with you guys. And
Kelsey, one last shout out to you, because I know you're listening.
Yes, Kelsey. It's great talking to you last night, and we hope you can return for the future podcast. We love you.
And, of course, even we do this all the time, but another shout out to our former podcast member, BCN Rollins.
Heck yeah. Connor, we will never forget you, man. We hope you can return in the future, dude. Good luck with the wrestling, too.
Even when he's no longer on the podcast, we always give our shout outs and respect to him.
Oh, heck yeah. He actually watches the podcast, so that's pretty cool.
Because he's our brother. That's how it works.
We love Connor.
Hell yeah.
We love you, man.
Oh, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week. For now, enjoy Hell in a Cell.